Yeah, this is Dave from cheapbooks.com. I'm playing World of Tanks. The tank I am playing is the AMX 1390. It's a Tier 8 French light tank, and the map is mines. And I'm working on a spotting mission, so I'm going to see if I can take up a position over here for the purpose of spotting. So basically I'm going to sit in this bush over here and just spot enemy tanks, and I'm not going to engage the enemy and hope they don't spot me. There's a lot of tanks coming my way, including that T-57 Heavy, which is, you know, something I don't want to deal with. So I got 4,000 hit points of spotting damage I have to spot. That's going to be at least 2 tanks. And I hope they don't find me. If they find me, then I am screwed. If they find me, obviously I'm going to run as quickly as I can. I probably got, I would imagine, 1,000 spotting damage so far. Maybe even 1,500. And it looks like everybody's disappeared. One of the keys is to just remain absolutely still, absolutely motionless. Don't move, don't fire. Hope that I'm getting the spotting damage, not somebody else. One of the things it does is it allows my allies who are far away to take shots without them being discovered. So my allies can shoot without danger. And this T-57 Heavy, for example, has done absolutely nothing meaningful in this game.
Ready to fire.
I hope I haven't been spotted yet, because he'll kill me in one shot. And I could easily get spotted by that Pershing. As soon as I get spotted, I'm going to hightail it out of here. Uh-oh, this is not good. Okay, they spotted me.
Target acquired. That one bounced. We lost the track. We didn't penetrate their armor. Target acquired. Critical.
Okay, so
Everyone get out.
I probably retreated more than I had to. I probably could have just stayed behind that rock. I probably could have stayed right there and just sat there. It was very difficult. Checking out what other tanks are on my team. Now the AMX 50B, you'll notice, looks a lot like the AMX 1390, except it's a larger tank. And this is obviously a heavy tank, and it's probably an autoloader. We'll know by how quickly it fires. And these tanks are a lot of fun to play. I have the AMX 5100. They're fast tanks. You can fire rapidly. Is there? Let's see what else we got here. Well, it's not quite... Well, it's starting to get even. Wow, that's a beautiful shot. One thing about these E100s and similar tanks is that they got incredible guns on them. But he might also have a very long reload time. So our team has pulled ahead. They have a AMX 1375. Right now we do outclass the enemy. And it looks like we're continuing. This E100 is preventing his ally from shooting, which is a big disadvantage. You don't want to do things like that. You know, that's T-30's got a good gun too. He's a tank destroyer. There's enough room for everybody, and there's no reason why this E100 shouldn't allow everyone else to play. Looks like they got a little stalemate there. You see, the tank behind him has a lot more hit points. And let's see if that's true. Yeah, he's got double the hit points, and they're 2-on-1. They could easily take out that T-30. But they got to do it together. They can't do it with one guy blocking the way. And that T-30 eventually is going to get flanked. In fact, it's going to happen any moment now. You can see there's that Object 140 Demon Fish who's coming in behind him, and this E100, he's missing that kill. And I suppose we don't know where that Waffenträger is. Oh, that Object 140 is the one who's scouting out in the distance. I'm thinking about that guy, the FV-4202. Who's up on top. He's literally right on top of him. And he just dove down. I'm guessing he died. Yeah, he must have died in the process. Okay, so that's the game, and let's see how we did. It's possible I got 4,000. No, I guess not. It was worth a shot. Let's see what I really got. 1494, which is around what I was estimating. Once those tanks started getting hit hard, they all ducked for cover. And that was a huge disadvantage. I probably should have relocated my tank immediately. We only had the one sniper behind me and the guy to my right. So, I spotted a lot of vehicles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I got 1,800, which is pretty good for experience. And it looks like, wow, I even tracked the vehicle. I tracked 2 vehicles. Okay. So that's the AMX 1390. I'm going to get into another game because I want to work on this mission, and it's better to do it with a higher tier tank. Whenever you're working on missions that have to do with total damage, you want the highest tier you can get, because obviously the highest tiers do more damage. And I know I've spotted for 4,000 damage before. You just have to be on the right map in order to do it. It's possible to do it on this map, but it's also very difficult. They have scouts, and if they don't have any scouts, you won't have any problems. But if they do, it's going to be trouble. We do have 1 artillery. So I'm going to head for a position that I hope will be safe. And I'm going to do whatever I can to get rid of their scouts, of course.
mode.
Now, this is obviously a really risky maneuver that I'm doing right now. I'm going to head to these bushes over here. And hope for the best. It looks like I may have already spotted something.
Ready to fire.
Let's hope somebody hits them.
Where'd they go?
Let those binocs come on before I advance.
Ready to fire.
Yeah, that's really not good that these tanks are advancing, and we're not hitting them at all. Yeah, he stopped, which is
Target acquired.
lets me know that he saw me.
Didn't go through. Ricochet. Ready to fire. Target lost.
It's possible I got 1,200 spotting damage. Of course, I'm going to spot him again immediately. Keep on moving to avoid artillery fire.
Ready to fire. Where'd they go?
Okay, so he's dead, but I'm still going to hide because we know that there's still that E75 in the north. Okay, I got spotted again.
We're done for. Everyone get
E75. Okay, so I did get hit. The E75 is probably closer than we would think. Otherwise, he would not have spotted me. And the T-29 has 1,250 hit points. I probably got the 1,250 for him. I probably got one shot on the E-75, which might be worth 300, which is going to bring it up to 1,500. Maybe I got another 500 for the other T-29. So I probably got around 2,000 hit points of spotting damage. But unfortunately, I was spotted, and that E-75 hit me. And look at where I was spotted. I mean, he's got to be real close somewhere. And the question is, who spotted me? So, if it weren't for that, I'm sure that we would have found the E-75. You can see that my allies in the back are completely incapable of doing any spotting on their own. They're just going to sit there. Those two fast tanks over there are not going to do any spotting. And I guess they're just going to sit and wait. It's probably going to be a long game. Now, this is the AMX 5120. I do have the the AMX 5100. This is a Tier 9 heavy tank, and it has an autoloader, much like the AMX 1390 and the AMX 1375. These tanks are a lot of fun to drive, and they're great for assaulting enemy tanks. This tank can kill any tank. One-on-one, this tank is going to win. It's reasonably fast. It probably doesn't have the best armor on it. There's a good chance that this VK2801 is probably a bot. And I'll explain the reason why First of all, he's still at the base. He apparently never left the base. And what he's probably doing is he's only shooting when something comes into view, and he otherwise probably just sits at the base all day. And that's common for a bot. The other possibility is that he missed part of the game and he finally just turned on. But there are bots that will do that. They'll sit at the base the whole entire game, and they'll take shots at enemy tanks. I guess he's probably not a bot. So it's 7-5. We know that the E75 is still on the west side, and I believe there's an STI over there. Okay, someone just got spotted over there. The E75, there he is. And you'll note that he's out in the open, which is really bad. He never should have done that. You know, he should have stayed within these bushes to prevent from being spotted. He's only going to get so far. Still don't know how he spotted me, but you know, there's nothing I can do now. But he is definitely advancing. The E75 and the STI is advancing too now. So if I had continued playing and I didn't die and I had spotted one of those tanks until they died, then I would have probably completed the mission, either the STI or the E75. What I would have done was I would have continued to advance slowly, one bush at a time, until I made it, until I spotted somebody, and then I would have just stopped. And I should have pretty good camo. I'm going to check my camo rating when I get back to the garage, because you want to have the best camo as possible. And because he's an E75, there's a good chance that he has things like coated optics or recon, or things that allow him to see a little bit further. And he might have really good camouflage too. Okay, so there's that STI. You'll note that the Tortoise is complaining about not having a scout. Right now, the best scout is probably the Leopard Prototype A and the VK2801, but they're not really doing any scouting. That VK is just sitting over there, and the Leopard is kind of hanging in the middle. What I would be doing right now is going after the enemy artillery. If the enemy only has 3 tanks left, at least one of which is probably on the hill, the chance of encountering a tank is very slim. So this Leopard is a very fast tank. It's kind of like, if you like the AMX 1390 can go in 2 directions. One is you can get what's called the Lorraine and then the Bat Chat, and the other one is the AMX 30 and the AMX 30B. This is kind of like those new French tanks, the AMX 30 and the 30B. It's very similar in terms of armor and gun and speed and everything. It's the best match as compared to all the other tanks in the game. And not only that, he's far more powerful than any of these remaining tanks. He could easily defeat the Waffenträger or the enemy artillery, and he's really playing conservatively. He hasn't ventured out at all. I mean, to come at the enemy base all the way at the end of the game to kill a tank that wasn't playing up against... Okay, so there's a Waffenträger over here, which has remained hidden. And look, his gun is pointed in the wrong direction. He missed his shot, unfortunately. He approached the Waffenträger from the wrong side. got hit by the artillery. Doesn't have a repair kit. But we know that the artillery is kind of in this direction. I didn't see exactly where the shot came from for the artillery, but he should have gone in for the ram. He did not do that. Okay, so let's see how I did. I don't remember what my estimate was, but I'm guessing it's going to be under 2,000 for spotting damage. 1250, 531. So I guess I spotted that E75. I could have sworn somebody hit him when I spotted him. I guess not. That's 1,700 spotting damage. Too bad I didn't do so well in that game. But I'm going to get into another game. I'm going to check my crew. Okay, here's one of the issues. I have a crew. Both the commander and the gunner don't have 100% for the camouflage. So that's one of the things that I would like to fix. It's going to take a lot of game playing before they get up to a higher level. The problem is that Deadeye is not a skill, it's a perk, so it has to be at 100%, otherwise it's worthless. And you need recon if you're a spotter. And Sixth Sense, I played this tank for a long time without Sixth Sense. It's very difficult. I'm glad that I have it. So I have little choice. I'm going to look at my French tanks. This tank should have good crew. What I could do is I could take one of these other crew members and move him to my AMX 1390 and perhaps improve the skill. Or I could use the increase option. But it's not going to get him high enough. I need to get him up at 100%. Unfortunately, these tanks, my French crew is not good enough for that spotter. I'm going to probably keep this guy here. There's a chance I could move it. But I would still be weak on the... If I moved one of them over, I'd still be weak on the other one. In fact, I'd be weak on these two no matter what. I don't have a commander that's better. Let's see what I can increase him to, 72%. I'm going to get into another game with this tank. We'll see how much they differ. Big difference. I got to come up with a plan. How do you get your French crew to be better trained? There's a couple different ways. First of all, I have a premium tank, the FCM 50T. However, he's a heavy tank, which means I can only train crew for heavy tanks, and I only have one French heavy tank. And the other option is to take the lower tier crew, or start with a new crew, and just train them like crazy. Spend a day just doing training. Or you can wait for the days when they offer bonuses for training and take advantage of those days. Sometimes they do 5 times the crew experience or double the crew experience, especially on the holidays. That's when I did a lot of my crew training. Or you could spend a lot of gold and get them trained up. So this is going to be a difficult map to do spotting on, but I'm going to do my best.
Time to roll out.
I'm going to head for the little islands. I tried...
We've lost the track.
I tried spotting from the upper hill, and it didn't work out too well. There's another place where you can go. There's a center island in the H5 area where there's a lot of bushes and stuff. And I'm going to be there in a moment. And hopefully no one will see me. And you don't have to just use this for spotting. I use this for killing tanks too. You just go sit over here and shoot at people. This is not good. Because he's got a big gun.
Critical hit. Track hit. Penetration.
Why is somebody hitting me? I'm going to fail at this mission. Oh, there's another tank over there. Okay, so they had me flanked, and I couldn't really run anywhere. I would have been in the water, surrounded by cliffs. I was getting nailed from two different directions. It looks like that 1357 has a pretty fast reload. There was very little I could do, but you know, when I came up, I missed the hill. I should have taken it at a different angle. Rolled right into these bushes over here. Hopefully I would not have been spotted. I don't know. But being in the thick over here, you can actually shoot at enemy targets without being spotted. It does work. This is the AMX 12T, which is the Tier 6 version. And it's a fun little tank, just like the other tanks. Doesn't look like it's as fast. And he's somewhat near the area where I was. There's another place where you can go, where the AMX 1375 Dominator is. You can go up to where he is and spot from there. And I tried that, and I wasn't able to spot enough tanks. This map would have been slightly different because that T-54 and the Tiger came around. So basically, the island that I went to is right over here. You can see my smoking tank at the top of the screen. Somebody's shooting in that direction. Need to find a better way to spot. There's other things that you can do. In the center of the map, where all these houses are, it's possible to work your way through and get to the top of some of those hills. I've seen people do it before, but when I tried, I wasn't able to do it. Maybe my engine wasn't strong enough. I saw somebody in the A7 area just run for a hill, and he took the hill and drove around on the upper level, but it wasn't very strategic, but you could do spotting. Okay, got a little situation. I hope he nails him. You don't want to hit the... Oh, tracking him is definitely a good idea, but you don't want to hit the front of the tank. You want to save your rounds for the back of the tank and the side. That was definitely the way to handle that. I'm surprised that he went back into the action. He should have killed that T-37, but he didn't. That Tiger's as good as dead. Let's see if he hits him right in the back of the head. Oh, he did. Nice. Oops. I had the feeling that he has the highest chance for success against the Tiger. Wonder who hit him. Well, that explains that. This is a Tier 9 medium tank. You'll notice it looks like the T-69, and the T-69 is also an autoloader. The T-69 is an American Tier 8 medium tank. The one that I have, you can have 4 shells in the magazine. Let's see what happens. It looks like he's not doing too good. He looks pretty helpless over there. I wonder if that's his little hiding spot.
They killed our driver. We're covering his position, but not very well.
Okay, so that's the game. There were a lot of autoloaders in that game. There were probably 8 or more. 62 spotting damage, 282. So that wasn't enough to get my spotting damage. Only 344. So I'm going to try again. A map like Sand River is extremely easy to get spotting damage, especially if you have artillery. If you don't have artillery, it's not so easy. Okay, how would I approach this? Find a bush somewhere. Difficult to get spotting damage in the town. Not impossible. So I'm probably going to have to head for that center, the center of the map. Find a bush. Hope that nobody sees me. Probably going to head that way. Figure it out when I get there.
Let's get this show on the road.
And there's definitely plenty of bushes over there to hide in. The question is, which bush is the right bush? I'm going to sit right here for a moment. And the reason why is there's a T-71. I don't know where he went. Okay, see, he's in the bush next to me. And he's probably working on a spotting mission also. So we got our first tank. I could easily nail him. So the enemy's not going to be able to cross this point over here. He's all the way at the red line, and he had to turn away. And hopefully I'm the one who spots him. My team is advancing, so I have no choice but to advance also in order to continue spotting. I'm going to move to this bush. Look for another bush to advance to. And I don't really see anything good. Okay, I think I found one. So I'm going to move into this bush over here. And I could be completely wasting my time. That's what I have the feeling is happening. Okay, I'm going to go into these trees. Use the trees for cover. Move to the next bush. Oh, I got spotted. That's not good. So I'm going to take a dive.
We can't raise anyone outside this area.
And I'm going to get as close to them as possible. Move into this bush over here. Hopefully I won't get spotted while doing it. Okay, so I'm going to stay low. Stay lower. Get as low as I can get. Okay, there's somebody over there.
Ready to fire.
Ah, he killed me.
Everyone get out.
Okay, so their bulldog was for some reason staying back at the base. And my plan was to head for that corner over there and sneak up kind of behind them. It looks like the Jagdpanzer and the T-28 are dead. The only tank left is probably that M48 Patton and the Bulldog. And I'm going to keep an eye on that Bulldog. Oh, there's another tank over there. If any of these tanks disappear, I'm going to point out where he is, so my teammates know. Even though they might not do anything. Okay, somebody got him. Because you want to win the game. Six to 6. Okay, now this is a bat chat, which is similar to a 1390, but it's a tier 10 version. Our whole entire team is at the cap. So that's pretty much their only chance of winning, is to sit on the cap right now. No, don't get off the cap. Stay on. What an idiot. He's doing it hoping to get one more kill. He's at 2%. Okay, I hope that's the game. So at the bottom, I only spotted for 139. I'm going to get into another game. So again, I had to do 4,000 hit points of spotting damage, and I think the best I did today in 2 games, I got around 2,000 each. Excuse me. And let's hope for Sand River. I think you could do it on Lakeville, too. Steps. This is a wide open map. However, it's not flat. It's got a mounding shape in the middle. So it's difficult to get spotting damage. I can move to different positions, but it's unlikely I'm going to get any spotting damage. From past experience, I know it's very difficult, but I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to head for that rock right in front of me. And hopefully get there without being noticed.
Time to roll out.
So you'll note that I have the throttle on the automatic. I hit the R button twice. And I am going to... You know what, I'm going to switch. I'm going to go to a closer set of bushes over here. And now I'm on the manual throttle. And I'm just... Oh, fuck.
We've lost the track.
Haven't even loaded up my ammunition yet. So that didn't work.
One of our tracks is damaged.
Okay.
Everyone get out.
Didn't even make it to the bush. And all I was going was there. So I was planning on going to the further bush where you see that there's a red dead tank. But I didn't make it there. The other option is to kind of go up in the middle and where this rock is and take a bush right there. It's a lot safer if someone spots you. So it's a difficult mission to do. If you go on this other side, let's see if we can find another similar tank. Obviously, this is not a light tank, but if you go here, it's difficult to spot. And if you go on the other side, it's difficult to spot. And I've tried it, obviously, many times. I've tried to get... I'm going to show you different positions, like right where this guy is. It's almost impossible to be in a spotting position over here unless you're hiding behind one of these rocks and engaging in the enemy. What I could have done was hid right over here where this E75 is and spotted enemy tanks. That's one of the possibilities, but I don't think you get all the spotting damage. I've done it before where I'm here, there's a tank on the other side, my allies are shooting at them, and I don't get the spotting damage. So that's why I didn't do it. The other option is I could have headed for one of these bushes that's right near this battle area, right up there on that cliff, and maybe I could have sat there for quite a while unspotted. That's probably what I'll try on my next try. There's a cliff. I'll show you, see if we can find where that cliff is. Which is right behind this tiger, this cliffy area. And I've tried going up there spotting, and that didn't work. Didn't see anything. And if you get to the other side of the map, it's no better, really. There's very few, if any, bushes. It might work for an encounter-type battle, but this is a difficult map to spot on in general. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my garage, and I'm going to try with a Chaffee. Which is my only other light tank. So that's going to be the end for now. If you have any questions or comments, I will talk to you later.